Alright. Okay, so this is gonna be a little awkward because this is gonna be my very first video that I'm ever gonna upload on YouTube. So bear with me if I sound very awkward. In this video, I'm going to show how to sort of master Jet in this game. So if you ever played this game before, I'm pretty sure you already know. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the thick version of this level. I'm not kidding. That's the name of this mod called SRB2 Thicc. So I have Modern Sonic, Junio, Sonic, and Jets. Now I've already pre-recorded some of the footage in terms of like other strategies you can use with this character. So I'll just go ahead and do a little, show you a little bit of the basics. Alright, so let's get started. So first we can move around, of course, with the board. And this is kind of Tony Hawkish, to where you can actually unequip the board in the middle, and you can equip it again. And for the purposes of showing how advanced you can use Jet, this is going to be pretty important when it comes down to trying to like focus. Next, of course, you can jump on ramps or incline planes to kind of get higher. Another is the boost. If you just tap the spin button, then you'll immediately just shoot forward with a lot of speed. And another thing you can do. Now, the difference between just pressing the X button, because I'm playing by controller, by the way, just so you know, I am using the X button and I am only pressing it, and you can see how immediately it costs a lot of air. But if you just drift, it won't necessarily cost you as much. Like the air will be used up a little bit more rapidly than normal, but it saves you a whole lot more than just trying to use bursts of speed. And then, of course, probably the more controversial part of this mod is the trick system. So when you're in the air, you just press the directions to do tricks. Now, the biggest problems here is the fact that you can just, once you're like in the middle of the air, the moment you let go of a direction, you're instantly in trick mode. So how I just jump, as a matter of fact, I'll just retry. So for example, when I jump off this incline plane here, the moment I let go of a direction, then any direction I press is automatically doing tricks. So this is probably something that tend to be a bit more frustrating. Now, however, I do have my own method on being able to avoid this, and I'd say it's a whole lot easier using a controller. If you want to get good usage of this character. But I'll go ahead and show how I adjust to this a little bit. So going to the control configuration, I'm using Gamepad. You have your usual buttons. Now I use on move forward, I use the D-pad. Like, of course, you're gonna have your analog stick for general movement, but to kind of get some good footing with the trick system especially. So the directional pad is not the alternative for the trick system, if that's what you're immediately thinking. So I use move forward and the directional pad up, and I use directional pads left and right for move left and right whenever I'm doing a trick. Now, however, I don't use directional pad downwards. You'll see why. I actually use it for right bumper. I'm using the Xbox controller. I use right bumper. Alright, going down forward, I use toggle third person. I use the Y button for toggle third person. And then, of course, finally, we have custom action, which is the B button. That's the button that I use to jump on and jump off the board. And now that you've gotten, oh, and of course the spin. I almost forgot about that. The spin I mapped to the X button and the left bumper. That's it. Yeah, so the X button and the left bumper. Now you'll see why this makes things a whole lot easier when trying to use Jet. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate. And finally, I use simple. Because it's quite simple when you're able to actually see. I'm still currently trying to work on using the other two styles to see how it works, because the camera can kind of either make things a whole lot easier or make things a whole lot a whole lot harder, depending on like how much control you have. So I would say if you're using a mouse, because I haven't exactly tried it out completely yet, but I would in theory say that using a mouse look would make things a whole lot easier to sort of like navigate and coordinate where you're going to move next, since you can actually use the mouse button to easily see where to go forward. But of course, I'm just using the right trigger. Alright, so here we go. Let's get started with some of the basics, or at least some of the basic uses that I make. So, in terms of combat, now of course this is a lot of the stuff that I'm going over is stuff you'll already see when you're reading up on the mod on the download, which I'll leave a link in the description if you want to try the character out. So the general attack is to damage an enemy, you want to do a trick and it'll damage an enemy. But of course, as you can see, that would be a whole lot better for enemies that are in the air, because trying to do them on the ground will make things a little awkward. Like it's very tricky, pun unintended, but it's very tricky to actually try and damage opponents or damage enemies on the ground and then always get this bad landing. And you're going to be seeing a lot of that already anyways, so you want to minimize that. That's why you use a slide. So you use a slide. The slide is pretty much your spin dash, so it'll be a whole lot easier to just glide on the enemies. And a little strat that I use to kind of easily focus if you're trying to like pinpoint enemies. Now this is where the left bumper comes into play, so that way you're not trying to slide your thumb from the X button to the B button so immediately. So I have the enemies focused. Now I run towards them, and I'll do it all in one motion and then I'll sort of explain it. Okay, and I'll head over here. Let's see. More enemies. Okay. Alright. So what I've done is, once you start moving forward or moving in any direction, so all you're pretty much is a literal button away from just jumping on the board automatically. Now, of course, if I were to take the lock off, then you'll still have to build enough speed just to jump on the board. The reason why I enjoy using the thick version of this game is because you actually have like a whole lot of free space to kind of maneuver around. But of course, I'll also play through the original version to show you that it's kind of sort of able to beat this game. See, I'm just gonna tell you from the start, it's not possible to beat this game 100%. You can actually the farthest you can probably get to this with this character is to the Metal Sonic boss, but because Jet doesn't exactly have a reliable way to just damage like at least Metal Sonic, because he's all floating or whatnot, it's kind of impossible to touch him. And I've even tried many times trying to use boosts to at least try and touch him or hit him, but all it's done is getting me killed over and over and over again. So that's not gonna work out. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm probably not gonna like this video because I am a little unfocused, and this is very unscripted. So let's kind of discuss what's been going on. So when you start moving, of course, you just press the B button and then you immediately get on the board. Now, the reason why this will come in handy is because the moment you want to immediately dodge, like, well, not dodge, but damage an enemy. So I'm going to run forward. I'm going to press the B button and then immediately I'm going to hold the left bumper or the spin button, like whether or not you want like to use the X or left bumper, it's whatever your preference is. But I use left bumper, and then after I damage, I immediately press the B button again to jump off of the board. And it'll make things a whole lot easier when you're trying to do, say, a boss battle against Eggman, which I'm actually going to demonstrate here pretty soon. So let's go ahead and discuss something else that I like to do. So using jets in terms of trying to get higher. Now, I've recorded this in one of my other footages. So, of course, bear with me. I am stammering a lot. Um, so, opposed to trying to just jump, like boost, and then just jump and then get some high air. Now, because of Jess Board, which is pretty much the magnum opus of why Jet is one of my favorite characters to play in this game, is because with this board, this hoverboard, you can pretty much break the game, kind of, sort of. You can obtain a lot of heights, and the key players in getting a lot of height are these incline planes. So I shall demonstrate. So I'm going to go to a certain point in the level, and I'm probably going to restart just so I can kind of get the point across. Alright, and I'll go over the mechanics you can use with the water and whatnot, and the advantages and disadvantages you have playing this character. So we're going to get to this point. And I'm also going to explain here pretty soon, or why not? Why soon? Why not? No, I'll wait. I'll wait. So I'm going to get to this point. Alright. So this is the certain point I was talking about. So I'll kind of go. I'll save the best for last. So yeah. This is a little disorganized. Um, so here are another few tips and tricks on being able to maneuver well with this character, and that was definitely not planned. All right. So when you're sliding, you can also jump while sliding, and this will come very important with this epic thing that I'm going to be doing here from one of my best usage of using jet. Alright, we got ourselves some air. Now let's talk water. Now this is where the backflip becomes very important, hence why I decided to map it to the right bumper to make things a whole lot easier, at least for me. So I'll head over to this body of water here. So water levels is kind of a nonchalant threat when dealing with jet, especially if you have like some access up here. Now mainly is because this backflip acts more of like a double jump when you're on the hoverboard. Like, of course jet has your usual double jump, but like if you're trying to get like kick some extra air while in the air, that's where the backflip comes in. So to kind of show things, the forward trick, it kind of gives you acceleration. left, right. And as you can see, it kind of turns its angle too. Now this ain't nothing to worry about because this is where the backflip comes in. So yeah, I highly do not recommend using the analog stick trying to do this because it just kind of it's very sensitive on, you know, the left and right and back and whatnot. So I hold the right bumper so that way I'll immediately know, you know, if I'm trying to get some extra air. Then yeah. Now, if you jump off the board in the middle of a trick, you will get a bad landing rating. So if you're trying to, like, I don't know, like say store some air, like in the long run, like first you kind of first you let the trick sort of complete and then jump off of it. Alright, so that actually brings me into another thing that I use. I'm probably gonna have to re-edit this video soon because this is really bad. The reason why I'm just in a rush to kind of put this out there is because after going to the forums, I'm kind of like saying there's so much potential to, like with this character, like not necessarily just in the Sonic universe, but also with his gameplay in this game. So I guess I'll just go ahead and show the best part, like in terms of why incline planes are like a must when dealing with this character. So I'm going to come all the way over here. So remember that second checkpoint that I made it to? So with enough aim, precision, and speed, you can actually do a little something like this. So just like that, I pretty much skipped the entire map. So let's kind of record how much time that is. And using this method, my best record of beating this level is like 19 seconds, which I could have made if I had a little bit more air left. Because I need to work on my aim a little. Alright. Well, of course, I'm going to try that again anyways. Alright, so the trick to doing this with almost any incline plane. Now this is where jumping kind of comes important, and jumping is also very important when it comes to air maneuverability because you have the air hoverboard, so now moving in the air is a little easier to manage. So the trick is that you want to jump and then you want to speed. You want to shoot yourself on the incline plane because instead of jumping, the speed momentum will actually carry and you will actually just bounce off of it. And with enough speed, you can either go longer or far higher. And this is why I like. This is kind of one of the things that I enjoy about using Jet, because you see how I was able to just zip through that. And I'll do it one more time. All right. Now the tricky thing on pulling this off is that you want to rapidly mash the boost button as fast as you can, but not too much to the point to where you don't have any air left if you want to try and like zoom through this level. But again, this is on Thicc mode because in the original one it's not all that easy. The spaces here are a whole lot tighter in the original one, making it a whole lot harder to just know, not necessarily know where to go, but it's very difficult to not hit a lot of walls because those get in the way a lot, which is why I favor using this version of it. But of course, this version also has some drawbacks. Alright. So for the Sky High. So around this point, like a little bit at this bridge, at some point at the bridge, you want to jump. Oh, I'll get on the board. You want to jump and you want to immediately just start rapid like pressing on the slide button. Now it's a whole lot easier to do it on two different buttons. So if you're not much of a button masher, then this should come in handy. Now it's not going. Now this isn't exactly a guarantee because there are some factors here. Like for example, like if if we don't hit a certain point in this angle, and if there was a way to kind of see the details, but at this point right here, you want to fire yourself, and then you will just shoot in the air. So I'll demonstrate. It's for the millionth time. Now that one, I was able to go a little longer. Now to higher my chances to go higher, I boost, jump over the bridge, and then rapid press. Now I'll show you what I did before this, which is why I prefer you to kind of air maneuver. So what I used to do was that I used the same method, but instead of just maneuvering in the air, I just use slide like constantly because the slide holds how fast you go. So even if I do like hit a wall, as long as I'm sliding, the speed will still remain consistent. And I've actually used modern Sonics, well, at least the modded one, a modded modern Sonic, to where he used boost, and I'll actually demonstrate that real quick, just to show you this is how, just to kind of compare the speeds. So let me go ahead and get modern Sonic out. All right. Ah, crap. Now let's try that again. All right, come on. All right, come on. Almost there, Sonic. Almost. Ah. All right. The point I'm just trying to make is that, my best record with Jet is that I was able to beat this level in 19 seconds. And with Sonic, at least modern, like I'm kind of trying to boost through the whole level. Oh my goodness. Okay. This worked before, so all of a sudden, I guess now that I'm recording, it's not gonna do me any good. All right, one more time. Come on, work. All right, let's go. Alright, so boosting at least a little consistently or all around, that's like 20 seconds. Well, 27 seconds. Now, I have pre-recorded footage because me doing this level in 19 seconds is not exactly it's not the easiest thing in the world. Okay, so so I have recorded footage of it, but I want to say it's mainly by luck. because if you can aim well with where to go with Jet, you know, reaching these amount of speeds and actually being able to like, see, I hate it when that happens, but being able to actually just zoom through levels becomes like a blast. But of course, who am I kidding? This is only the first level. I'll show you some of the other ones in the other levels. Alright. So I'll go ahead and just head for Act 2. Alright. Alright, I know that was 29, but that could have went a little faster. Alright. I also have pre-recorded footage on how I was able to sort of blast my way through this part, and I effed up. I'm gonna try this again. Okay. Alright, go. Alright. And I guess for the sake of demonstration, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. So, dev mode 1. Let's see, sets, lives. Alright. Now I'm only doing this because I don't feel like having to go through the levels over and over and over again. So let's go ahead and turn the mode off. Ah, shit. Okay, yeah, I just killed the whole purpose, but I guess I'll go ahead and set it now. So, okay. Now let's go for it. Okay. Alright. Now I didn't go hot. Now I didn't go as high. Now of course this is probably gonna be a lot of trial and error because I gotta get back to the Act 2 anyways. See, that wasn't too bad. Alright, that was 25 seconds. Still think I could have done a little bit better. Alright, here we go. Ah, crap. Too early. Okay. Alright, go. I try to avoid the springs because, as you just saw, it completely diminishes my speed despite the fact that I was sliding. Alright. I'm gonna get it eventually. There we go. Ish. Okay. Well, I mean, that was the closest. I'll try it again. Now, a little important thing that I do here is that I jump before I let go of the slide button. Because if you don't, then let's see. At least for that particular segment, if you don't, you're gonna wind up landing in one of the sliders. Like that. That's not a slider though. I'll eventually do a playthrough, so I'll probably discuss some of this stuff again, maybe. But yeah, you can't beat this. You can't beat this game with Jet. Um, you know, I pretty much have to activate dev mode. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, I don't use a pesky spring to get up here. All right, so here we go. So again, we're gonna do another rapid boost here. Okay, I was supposed to do a backflip. Like, so I can go a little higher. Let's try that again. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. Alright, yeah, jumping there is extremely important, otherwise you're going to crash right into the gate, and it's going to be a little bit of a long day. Alright. Here goes nothing. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to use a playthrough and kind of do like some sort of speed run, because there are some levels that I'm still practicing on trying to speed through. I did it again. Come on. Alright. Alright, now I'm going to use. Now you're going to see why jumping off the on and off the board is going to be pretty important to beating Eggman. Now I'm willing to bet some of you who's used Jet have probably done something like this, and then you just kind of wait to maneuver around, and then jump into him again, maybe dodge, and then you maybe miss him a few times, maybe because boosts. Try to stay on that hoverboard. I'm actually doing pretty good. But then you gotta wait for these 3 phases. Okay. I was doing pretty good. But what if I told you there's a faster way to beat him with this character? So what you do is you jump off the board, and then you use the same method, but this time you're just going to kind of jump into him. And also, a key thing to note here is that whichever finger Eggman lifts, whichever side he lifts it on is the side you want to attack. Ah, missed him. Alright. Gotcha. There we go. Let's do that again. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna wait for him to go. Okay. Actually, no. I'm trying to speed through this one, so yeah, so if I have the opportunity, take it. Ah, okay. Yeah, now I'm gonna be retrying a lot since I did give myself a lot of lives. Okay. Ah, I missed him once. Alright. Ah, I hate it when he has a high ground over here. It makes it a whole lot harder to hit him. Alright. Alright. Ooh. That start. Okay. Ah. Alright. Also, my hands are like really numb because it's really cold. Where I'm at. So my movements might not be as sharp as it should be. That's probably why I'm gonna have to I keep retrying because I can't exactly. I'd be doing a whole lot better if my hands were warmer. Okay, come on. Ah. Alright, come on. I'm trying real hard not to get in that water, cause that's a time waster right there. Damn. Okay. Alright. Ah. Can we? Nope. Okay, I was doing good. Ah. Ooh, shit, that was close. Alright, here we go. Damn. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay, I guess that's better. I think I beat him in like no, I beat him in 27 seconds. Now, if you're lucky and manage to hit him before he even attacks at the beginning, it is possible to like beat him in like 25 seconds. So, yep, speeding through. Alright, jump. So, let's see. So, that brings me into another lesson I can actually sort of bring here. So, when jumping, because your speed is capped, because you're not using the board, so is your jumping. So when you jump this high, but then if you take off the cap, you start accelerating. Alright. Okay. Come over here. Double jump. This is very useful when you're trying to jump farther. Now this is one of the downsides of this mod. Yeah, this right here is gonna be happening pretty often when you enter like large areas in certain places. Alright, hopefully I can demonstrate a little something special. So let's see if I can do it. Ah, crap. Okay, nope. Hold up. Did I get it? I did not get it. Okay. Okay. It's all cool though. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit more. A little bit downwards. Then we're gonna release the cap. Be careful when you put the cap back on because it'll lack I call it the invisible wall. So a lot of those who's played Sonic 06 it's probably familiar with this because when Sonic does a homing attack, instead of his momentum carrying forward, he just drops down like a brick. All right. Now that I got the checkpoint, now let's try this again. Boost, jump, bingo. Woo! Alright. I like that. We're almost finished with the level. Haha. Like now, see, that's exactly what I was talking about on the speed still building. Now it was because I kept sliding and then I ran out of air, but the speed still, but the speed was still stored in it, so I was still able to zoom forward like that. And of course, I appreciate this thick version of the mod because it leaves me with a whole lot of space. And like that, we beaten it, and like that, that level's over. I'm willing to argue that Jet, with his hoverboard in this one at least, he's arguably faster than Supersonic. And with enough aim, and with enough aiming, I mean, I'm not saying Jet is faster than Supersonic, but I'm just saying, like, in this game, mechanically, like, Jet can burst through these levels. Alright. And that's what I was talking about when I said you're going to be seeing plenty of bad landings already because I'm going to be using the backflip as a double jump. Okay. Let's see. So another advantage with this character is the fact that you can actually hover over ground hazards. So lava, um, yeah, lava, and if you're lucky, even like you will even be able to float on like out of bounds kill zones. All right, let's go. All right, that was good. Let me get there. All right. All right. Now that's actually a good thing that that happened because that's another thing you want to be careful with. So even though you can kind of float on the ground hazards, and I'll even show it upcoming after I outrun these. You'll never take me alive. So what you just saw over there is that one of the ground hazards was inclined. If you go too fast, you will get hit. So see, I can float over these ground hazards. This works with lava, which is actually what makes the lava level like a lot of fun. It's pretty much lava surfing. Um, but if you drop from a platform too high, and even if you are on your hoverboard, all it takes is a little. Like think about it like this: every time you land, there's like a slant bounce, like towards the level, well, on the ground. And if you drop from too high, you'll actually bounce low enough to actually come in contact with the hazard. This is where we fly. Okay, going down. Alright. And because Jet can double jump. Yahoo. I'm probably gonna end this video once we get to the water level. As in like maybe after I complete it. And then afterwards I'll do like a little walkthrough. Ooh, nope. Okay. I'm gonna try again anyways. Okay. One more time. You got this jet? There you go. I know there's an extra life up there, but who needs extra lives when I got 99? So on this one, I'll demonstrate just fighting Eggman, just most likely using air tricks. You'll see me using the backflip one because it actually kind of stops me a little bit. Oof. Ah, fuck it. Yeah, I'm like fuck it. I'm gonna just use it. Or air trick. Now with this one, all you really need to do is just air trick. But you want to do that while you're actually headed toward it. Alright, so I'll do Deep Sea Zone. So I'll do this level and then I'll end the video. Alright. So what you just saw me do right there is exactly why this level is not really too much to worry about. And another thing. So with Jet Slide, certain objects, like primarily spike ones, except these, but certain attacks Jet can phase through. So with an air trick he can phase through some. Using the slide he can phase through some. But we're not gonna go this way though. I'm just here to get this. Okay. It's kind of odd how you can just, you know, I don't know, like the hoverboard can go through those, but it can't damage the enemies. But I ain't complaining. Otherwise, I wouldn't be using slide as much as I am. So the backflip is pretty much your best friend in this one. So even if you don't have an air bubble, just as long as you have access to air on top, you can really just float your way up. So this is Jet's way of swimming. Alright. And we're gonna go... Not the fear. Going down. Gonna let this... Oh no, we're not going under. We're going up. But yeah, you didn't see that. You didn't miss-see that. Yes, I was doing tricks while I was sliding. Now, once the tricks land, now the good thing about it though is that once the tricks land, you can still move. All right, here we go. We are going to speed. All right, and just a flex. We're gonna do that swimming upwards. Okay, that one doesn't crush me. Good. Yeah, hold up. Yeah. So for flex purposes, we're just going to skip these and go up. Yep, we're headed to the coral reef zone. Oh crap, okay. Now, I am debating on whether or not I'm going to collect the Chaos Emeralds using Jet, because it's not like I can use them. Like, well, because Jet doesn't have a super form. But there is a little something I do want to show everyone. So for anybody who's had a rough time trying to get through the lava special stage, which I believe is like number 6, or yeah, I think it's number 6. And because we're using the hoverboard, it doesn't trigger these platforms to fall. Now it does. Boy, going down. Alright, we are headed this way. Towards the lights. Alright. So, because there's pretty much a giant, like, heap of inclined space, yeah, that's one thing we gotta be real careful about using these power-ups. They trigger randomly on the hoverboard, but anyways. So, we're gonna do that. Hey, see that? See how ridiculous it is? This is backflip. And you'll probably notice throughout this entire video, I've pretty much either been doing either backflip or maybe front flip. Hardly any side flips. Yeah, I'll do it in my playthrough. But I think I will make a video clip so I can kind of show folks on how to get through that 6th special stage, because I know I had a hella hard time trying to get through that. The 7th, the last stage was easier than that level for some reason. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna beat Eggman in this one, and then after that I'll end the video. Golly, this thing's been an hour? Okay. We're gonna go up. For those wondering why the music isn't playing, I actually turned it down because usually I just like to listen to some other tracks while playing as Jet. So I use Sonic and the Secret Rings soundtrack when playing as Jet because, you know, if you've seen Jet a lot, I'm pretty sure you've also heard Catch Me If You Can a lot. And the very artist behind that song, Rumblebee, I said Rumblebee, yeah, he did the tracks for, or at least he did the vocal tracks for Sonic and the Secret Rings, not including the main theme, of course, but, but when I listen to those songs, and then I just, like, play as Jet, I'm kind of like, this fits. I mean, I guess it only makes sense since Runnelby, did his other iconic song, at least both versions of it. Jump. All right. Now I'm not entirely exploring every single area. All right, let's get us some air. All right, this is where things get a bit interesting. Going up. Alright, we're gonna go up one more time. shit. Let's see. I guess I might as well might as well mention that. Well, actually, I'll mention it towards the end. It's kind of sorta. I do like some of these things though. One of them says bisexual rights. Which I believe is a reference to shit, to the fan dub of Sonic Riders. If you haven't watched it, I think you should check it out. It's pretty hilarious. Alright, going up. Back up. Alright, let's head on up. Fear not. I might still fear not. We got air tricks. Trance rights. Alright, going up. Yeah, this version of the game, like the thick version of this game, things will look real trippy. And I just missed the extra life for that one because I did not see it, or I didn't see it coming. Boy, do I love that double jump. Back up. Alright. Slide. Alright, now let's have us some fun. And of course, here comes my favorite part. We are about to launch. Yeah, I should have boosted a little bit. Cause if we get this larger map means I have to go through that. Alright. Okay, there it is, bisexual rights. Alright, going up. Alright, this time I won't wild out like I just did earlier. Alright, I'll go ahead and deal with Eggman, and my goodness, this thing is about to be an hour long. Huh, I underestimated time. Well, okay, we should beat him under a minute if everything goes according to plan. Okay. Okay. Ooh! Surprised me there. Ah, shit. Come on. Come on. Okay. Alright, I managed to beat him once. I managed to beat him 1 second before the hour mark. I was trying to beat him under like before that happened. Okay. But yeah, I'll end the video here. What I will mention a little bit here, and I guess I'll put it in another video as well. But my plan for this channel is kind of just discuss some things and topics that I hardly see anybody else talking on YouTube. So that includes things like Resident Evil, Sonic, Shin Megami Tensei, and much more. So I say if you're interested in hearing me talk about some certain topics on those games, I say stay tuned on this channel because I will be releasing some stuff pretty soon. I have built up some scripts and some interesting other things, I guess. I'm a little late to the party on a lot of things, as you, but yeah, I stammer a lot. But for anybody who's seen my comments in other comment sections, you can see that I'm quite the typer. But hopefully this video kind of give you a good impression of using Jet in the game, and hopefully maybe next time when I get this playthrough done, um, I hear some feedback. I know this video is a little messy, so that won't be. That's something I'm not gonna be, cringing all about because it's like, yeah, I know it's bad. But let me know what y'all think, and I'll see y'all next time.